Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Today we are going to see the last topic of the lesson, power sharing. The various forms of power sharing we are going to see. For a long time, it was believed that all the power of a government must reside with one person or group of persons located at one place. It was also felt that if the power to decide is dispersed, it would not be possible to take decisions quickly and to enforce them. It would become difficult. All these notions got changed with the emergence of democracy. In a democracy, the power rests with the people. Through various institutions, the power is shared by the people in the modern democracies. So we are going to see the first form of power sharing now. The first form of power sharing is among different organs. Second one, power shared among different levels. Third one, power shared among different social groups. The last one, among political parties, pressure groups, and movements. Power shared among different organs, such as legislature, executive, and judiciary, which is also known as horizontal distribution of power. It allows different organs of government placed at the same level to exercise different powers. Such a separation ensures that none of the organs can exercise unlimited power. Each organ checks the others. This results in a balance of power among various institutions. So last year we studied that in a democracy, even though ministers and government officials exercise power, they are responsible to the parliament or state assemblies. Similarly, although judges are appointed by the executive, they can check the functioning of executive or laws made by the legislatures. So this arrangement is called a system of checks and balances. So let's move to the next form of power sharing, power shared among different levels. A general government for the entire country and governments at the provincial or regional level. Such a general government for the entire country is usually called federal government. In India, we refer to it as the central or union government. The governments at the provincial or regional level are called by different names in different countries. In India, we call them as state governments. This system is not followed in all countries. There are many countries where there are no provincial or state governments. Example, Sri Lanka, we have already studied in the first topic of the same lesson. This is called federal division of power, sharing from the higher level to the lower level of power sharing. So the constitution lays down the power at different levels. From higher level to lower level, that is higher level central government, and then to state government, and finally to the local governments. Local governments again subdivided into two: municipality in towns and cities, panchayats in rural areas. This is known as vertical division of power. Let's move to the third form of power sharing, power shared among different social groups. such as the religious and linguistic groups. Community government in Belgium is a good example of this arrangement. In some countries, there are constitutional and legal arrangements whereby socially weaker sections and women are represented in the legislatures and administration. Last year in 9th standard, we studied the system of reserved constituencies in assemblies and the parliament of our country. This type of arrangement is meant to give space in the government and administration to diverse social groups, otherwise would feel alienated from the government. This method is used to give minority communities a fair share of power. So let us see the last form of power sharing among political parties, pressure groups, and movements. They control or influence those in power, political parties, pressure groups, and movements. In a democracy, the citizens must have freedom to choose among various contenders for powers. So, in contemporary democracies, this takes the form of competition among different parties. Such competition ensures that power does not remain in one hand. In the long run, power is shared among different political parties that represent different ideologies and social groups. Sometimes this kind of sharing can be direct. When two or more parties form an alliance to contest elections, if their alliance is elected, they form an alliance to contest elections. Sorry, if the alliance is elected, they form a coalition government and thus share power. In a democracy, we find interest groups such as those of traders, businessmen, industrialists, farmers, doctors, lawyers, and industrial workers. They also will have a share in governmental power, either through participation in governmental committees or bringing influence on the decision-making process. And movements are also there, like Narmada Bachao Andolan, Kudam Kula movement. All these movements also bring influence on the decision-making process of the government. So these are the four forms of power sharing. And we could see in all the forms of power sharing, directly or indirectly, people share power. That's a basic principle of a democracy. Thank you.